Welcome back to day 26 of the Edulexis Python series. Today, we're tackling a concept that separates beginners from pros: scope. Have you ever tried to use a variable only to get a name error? Today, we fix that. Think of scope like access levels. Some things are private to your house, that's local. Some things are available to the whole city, that's global. In Python, where you define a variable determines where you can use it. Let's start with global scope. When you define a variable in the main body of your script, it's a global variable. It's the celebrity of your code, every function can see it and recognize it. Now, look inside this function. We defined y here. This is local scope. This variable y only exists while the function is running. Once the function finishes, y is forgotten by the computer. In Python, we follow the LEGB rule. It stands for local, enclosed, global, and built-in. We are focusing on local and global today to build your foundation. Watch this. I have name equals Edulexis outside. Inside my function, I print name. It works perfectly because functions can look out into the global scope to find data. But look what happens when I try to print a variable defined inside the function from the outside. Python throws a name error. It's like trying to read a diary that's locked inside a house you can't enter. This is the most common mistake for learners. Always remember, local variables are temporary. They are born when the function starts and die when it returns. What if you want to change a global variable from inside a function? Normally, Python won't let you. It will just create a new local variable with the same name instead. See here? I have total equals 10. Inside the function, I say total equals 20. You might think the global total is now 20, but it's not. Python created a shadowed local version. To fix this, we use the global keyword. By typing global total, we tell Python, don't make a new one, use the one from the outside world. Now, changes inside will stick. A word of caution from us at Edulexis: don't over-rely on the global keyword. It can make your code messy and hard to debug. Usually, passing arguments and returning values is better. Let's build a mini project. We'll create a balance variable. We need to update it when we deposit money. This is a perfect practical example of managing state and scope. Here, we use global balance because we want the account total to update permanently every time this function is called. Notice how the amount variable is strictly local. When deposit finishes, the amount variable is wiped from memory. This is called garbage collection. It keeps your Python programs fast and efficient. Let's summarize. Global is defined outside functions, accessible everywhere. Local is defined inside, accessible only there. Global lives as long as the script, local lives as long as the function. Let's level up. What if we have a function inside a function? This is enclosed scope. The inner function can see variables in the outer function. This is the secret behind a closures dot. In this example, inner_func can read the variable from outer_func. It's like a child having access to the hallway of their own house, but not necessarily the neighbor's yard. Just like global, we have non-local. If you are inside a nested function and want to change a variable in the parent function, non-local is your best friend. It bridges the gap between layers. Watch this counter. Every time we call the inner function, it increments the outer variable. Without non-local, this would trigger an error. This is very common in advanced Python toolkits. Finally, that beat in LEGB, built-ins. These are names like print, len, and sum. These are always available globally because Python loads them automatically when you start. Be careful. If you name a global variable sum, you is shadow of the built-in sum function. Now you can't use the original sum anymore. This is why variable naming is so critical. Best practices: 1. Avoid global variables when possible. 2. Use descriptive names to avoid shadowing built-ins. 3. Use non-local and global only when absolutely necessary for logic. Let's do a quick quiz. Look at this code on screen. Why is it failing? Pause the video and try to find the scope issue. Pause if you said it's trying to update a global without the keyword. You're right. By adding the keyword or, better yet, returning the value and reassigning it, we fix the bug. Returning values is almost always the cleaner Pythonic way to do things. In real-world apps, global scope is often used for constants, things like API keys or database URLs that never change. We usually write these in ALL_caps to show they are special. One last look at the LEGB rule. Local first, then enclosing, then global, then built-in. Python searches in that specific order. If it reaches the end and finds nothing, name error. You've made it through day 26. Scope can be trippy at first, but once it clicks, your ability to structure complex programs will skyrocket. You're doing great. Tomorrow on day 27, we take scope to the next level by looking at how variables live across different files using modules. You won't want to miss it. If this helped you clear up the confusion, hit that like button and subscribe to Edulexis for more clear, concise Python tutorials. Drop your questions in the comments below. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching. Like if you learned something, share with your circle, and subscribe for more.